Today, Jesus makes an unambiguous claim to his universal authority. He doesn't say that he is one wise man among many, or one philosopher among many, or one prophet among many. He tells us that all the nations of the world will come before him to be judged. He holds in his hands the eternal destiny of every man, woman, boy, and girl of all time. Jesus is claiming to be the Lord and the King of the entire universe, of all of history, and of all of eternity. That's his claim. There is no other way to interpret this gospel message. And this means that for any honest person faced with deciding what to think about Jesus Christ, there are only two options. Either he is what he claims to be, the King of life in history, as we celebrate in today's liturgy, or he is a madman, a lunatic completely out of touch with reality. It can only be one of those two. There really is no other option, at least for an honest reader of the Gospels. And if that honest person continues to reflect not just on the Gospels themselves, but on the history of Christ's Catholic Church, he would have to conclude that the lunatic option is not really an option at all. No lunatic in history has founded an organization that not only has lasted, but it has grown and developed and stayed faithful to the principles that it was founded for 2,000 years, as the Catholic Church has. Have we always lived that well? No. Have there been sinful priests, religious, popes, cardinals, lay people who have done vicious things? Yes, that has happened in history. We cannot deny that. In fact, it's best to acknowledge it and to learn from it. But something always brings us around. There's that something, that spirit that says to you and to me, this is not the way to live. Go back to the beginning. What are the words of Christ? And that church that we love and we follow, founded by Christ, has made an incomparable contribution to wisdom, holiness, and beauty to human history. Even non-believers stand in awe of the example of Catholic saints, of academic scholarship, and of beauty such as art and music that we have sponsored as the Catholic Church. Jesus Christ is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He alone is the Holy One and the Most High, just as we proclaimed a few minutes ago when you and I prayed the Gloria. That is what we remember and we celebrate today. But Jesus isn't just an all-powerful, all-knowing, and eternal King. He is also infinitely a generous King. Not only has he given us this earth and life, the laws of physics, chemistry, biology, he has also revealed to us the meaning of life, the path to true lasting happiness on earth and eternal lasting happiness in heaven. And that's what today's solemnity is all about. In it, Jesus tells us exactly what is most important in this life, exactly what really matters. Think of your life just today, from the time you were born just to today. And here in our assembly are young people and older people and middle-aged people and people from various backgrounds and academic conditions. Is it not true that by taking our faith even this much seriously, we have come to understand it's not how much money we make. It's not how many awards stand in the school trophy case in the hallway, or the diplomas which we hang upon our office walls. It's not how famous or how popular we may become. It's not how many groundbreaking discoveries that we make. All of those, as good as they are, can be lost or forgotten in a blink of an eye. At the end of life, when we go before the Lord to present to Him the results of our years on earth, He won't ask us about any of those secondary things. Not one of them. In the big schema of life and eternity, they don't really matter that much. What matters is whether or not we have learned how to love, how to give of ourselves for the benefit of others. Unless we are doing that, nothing else will have any meaning, and our hearts will be frustrated and sad. We were made to live in communion with God, and God, through Christ, has identified Himself with every human being. So only by serving and loving Him can we truly serve and love our King. At the end of life, we all have to make the final exam, the only exam that really matters. Christ is the examiner, and in this passage, He gives us ahead of time not only the questions, but also the answers. In today's Mass, we renew our commitment to Christ the King. Let us ask Him for the grace not only to admire Him and to pray to Him once a week, but to follow Him faithfully by serving all others all week long.